Please welcome
Hey, so
Dr. Nicole B. Ramsey, Assistant Professor of Pediatrics in the Division of Pediatric Allergy and Immunology in the Jack and Lucy Clark Department of Pediatrics at the Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai, and this is handwritten, and Mount Sinai Kravis Children's Hospital. Is that right? She performs clinical trial research regarding food allergy and health equity, work on clinical trial access. Let's put our hands together, stomp your feet, make some noise for Dr. Nicole B. Ramsey. Come on, Dr. Nicole.
all right. Good afternoon, I think. Yes, good afternoon, everyone. It is such a pleasure to be talking with you today. I feel right at home. I'm a New Yorker too. Like I think most people, I think it's a requirement if to talk up here that you have to be born and raised in New York. That's what it feels like. Um, yes, I just want to thank you all for inviting me, and I'm really excited to talk about food allergies. Mr. Yoba mentioned that he has a tree nut allergy, and food allergy is personal to me because I myself also have food allergies. So do my parents, so do my kids, and we'll talk a little bit more about food allergies in our community. Although peanut is one of the most common allergies, it's more than just peanuts. Can I have my slides? Oh, perfect, thank you. Okay, these are my disclosures. And I want to start by making this personal, by thinking about the patients that have food allergy and some local patients that had some unfortunate stories. And so I want to start with Amaria Johnson. She was a 7-year-old girl in school at recess in Virginia. She had a known peanut allergy. One of her friends gave her a peanut candy, I believe it was, and unfortunately she ate it. She did not have her EpiPen at her school, and she succumbed to that allergy in 2012. The next is Elijah Silvera. He's a Bronx 3-year-old boy who had a known milk allergy. He was in daycare. The daycare knew about his milk allergy. They fed him a grilled cheese sandwich, which cheese is made from milk. I don't know if everyone is aware, cheese is made from milk. They did not have an EpiPen available. He also succumbed to that allergy in 2017. And the most recent patient, Cameron Jean-Pierre, this one is close to home because he is from my neighborhood, Canarsie, Brooklyn, where I grew up and I still live today. He had a fish allergy. He also had asthma. He was 11 years old. He was visiting his grandparents. They were cooking fish in the house. It was like, I think, Thanksgiving or winter time. So they had all the windows closed. He didn't eat the fish, but because the fish protein was in the steam in the house, he had an asthma attack, and they didn't recognize that he was reacting to fish. So they didn't give him his EpiPen, and he also succumbed to that allergy, even though EMS was called. It was too late. So I tell you these stories not to depress you, but just so you know, just to kind of center the patient, center why we're talking about food allergy and why it's important for our community. It's important for our community nationwide, but it's also important for our community here in New York City. And I also want to tell you about Elijah's Law. Elijah's Law was created by his parents. That was the child in the center that I told you about who had a milk allergy and was fed a grilled cheese sandwich. His parents created a law to protect our young children when they're in daycare centers. So they can't say that they're not allowed to use an EpiPen and they don't know how to use it. This law is meant to improve access, equity, and education about food allergy and about life-saving medication for food allergy at daycare centers. And it's been passed now in 4 states, including New York. And so that's a great advancement for our young children, especially anyone who has grandchildren or children that are in daycare. You can feel safe if they have a food allergic reaction. And on the right, I have a little bit of a snippet from the Office of Children and Family Services of New York State. And it says, did you know that most fatal food allergy reactions are triggered by food that was consumed outside of the home? And that's what happened in 2 of those cases that I just told you about. But I don't want this to be depressing. And I want to make sure that everyone knows that dying from a food allergic reaction is not common. It's actually very rare, and studies have shown that it is more likely that you would die from getting struck by lightning. And I personally don't know anyone who's been struck by lightning, so I hope that I never have to meet anyone that's been affected by a food allergy, a fatal food allergic reaction. Let's see. Okay, and this is what we're going to talk about today: food allergy in general, how you manage it, the new and exciting treatment options that are now available that were not available when I was a kid growing up, and some common misconceptions about food allergy. Okay, so 5% of the US population has a food allergy. That's 1 in 20. That means there are a number of people in here who have a food allergy. Even if you don't want to share, that's okay. And food allergy is different from food intolerance. Food allergy can be life-threatening. It's rare, but it is possible. And this is just a breakdown based on whether you're an adult or you're a kid, whether you have one allergy or multiple allergies. And another thing that I want to share with you is that food allergy is increasing over time. And not only is it increasing over time, but it's increasing more in our community, in underserved Black and Hispanic population. The rate of food allergy is increasing more than in other populations. And so this is just a statistic that it's increased by 50% between 1997 and 2011. And as I've mentioned, the medicine that can be used to save your life if you're having a life-threatening reaction is epinephrine. And so even though food allergy is increasing over time, only a quarter of adults carry that life-saving medicine, and only 40% of children carry it. And so I really want to encourage anyone that has a food allergy to see their medical provider and get that prescription and carry their epinephrine. And if there are any brave souls in the room, at the end, I would like to show you how to use an EpiPen, and I have some EpiPens here that you can practice with if there's anyone brave in the audience. Okay, and this just goes into what foods cause food allergies. You probably know this. They're always listed on your food labels, from peanuts to milk to egg to wheat, soy, sesame, and tree nuts. And another thing that you may already know is that food allergy goes with a bunch of other allergies like asthma, eczema, seasonal allergies, and hives. And you can see most commonly people with food allergy have eczema too. About half of people do. And if you have more than one food allergy, you're more likely to have another allergic problem like asthma or eczema or seasonal allergies. This graph, I won't bore you with it. It just shows that in adults, the most common allergen is shellfish, followed by peanut. That's the red outline. And in kids, the most common allergen is peanut, followed by milk. Those are the yellow lines. So these are all those same foods again. And this goes into at what age do you get those allergies usually? So some of them start in childhood when you're a baby, some start when you're a young child, and some start throughout the lifespan. And many of them you actually can outgrow as well. So some of them, like milk, eggs, soy, and wheat, half of people outgrow them when they're kids. For peanut and tree nuts, it's a different story, and only 10% of people outgrow those allergies. And so this kind of is one of the most important slides, and this is what really affects our community. So Black and Hispanic patients have higher rates of food allergies. I already told you that. It's increasing twice as fast in our community. I told you that already too. Seafood and peanut are the most common allergens among Black patients. So a lot of people may know someone or may themselves have a shellfish allergy, a shrimp allergy. I see some hands, a fish allergy. So that is something that we can talk more about, but it's very common in our communities. Hispanic patients tend to come to the ER more than other patients, even if they have the same allergies. So they use the ER more than other patients. So that may have to do with education and knowing how to treat their reactions at home. And then the last point is about access to allergen-free food. So if you have a milk allergy, you need to buy an alternative. If you have a wheat allergy, you need to buy an alternative. And those foods cost more money. And so our patients, our Black and Hispanic patients that are underserved that have a food allergy, they have less access to the foods they need to get the nutrition that they need to grow. Okay, so now moving on to management. If you have a food allergy, if you know someone with a food allergy, if you work in a school, you've probably seen these medicines before. These are examples of EpiPens at the bottom. There's different devices that you can use. One will talk to you. All of them you have to know how to manipulate it, and that's what I'm going to show you at the end. And you'll have an opportunity to try if you want to. And then at the top, we have our antihistamines: Benadryl, Zyrtec, Allegra, Claritin, Xyzal. I don't work for any pharmaceutical company, but these are the medicines that are the mainstay of treating a mild allergic reaction. And so it will not treat a severe reaction. If your throat is closing and you can't breathe, you can't use an antihistamine, it's not gonna work. Epinephrine is the medicine that you need. And before August, your only option was a needle. More recently, we have a new option that I'm gonna talk about. On the right side, you can see the allergy action plan, and that's what many students and children will bring to school and will leave on the refrigerator at home so they know what medicine to use, when to use it, and what dose they need. Okay, and so this is what I mentioned. We have a new epinephrine device that does not require a needle. It was just approved this month. It's called Neffy. It's a nose spray. So you can now treat a life-threatening reaction to food allergy with a nose spray. This has never been available before. So it's really exciting for our community. It just was approved. It will be available in the fall, and it's the same device that's used to treat, deliver Narcan. If you've heard of Narcan and opioid overdose, this is the same nasal spray with a different medicine inside. And so this is gonna really change the lives of many of our food allergic patients who are afraid of needles and afraid to give themselves a needle, so they'll just suffer with their life-threatening allergy instead of giving themselves the medicine that they need. Right now, it's only available for people that are 66 pounds and above, but over time, we'll get lower doses for children. Okay, and now we're moving on to treatment. Treatment is also new. We haven't had this before 2020. There are 2 treatments that are approved for food allergy. One is specific only to peanut allergy, which I mentioned is the most one of the most common allergens, and you have to take a small amount of peanut every day to build up your tolerance to peanut. It's not a cure, but it does decrease the type of reaction that you have, and it's food specific, so it's only approved for children at this time. On the right, we have another medicine called Xolair, which was approved earlier this year in February. It's not specific to any food. That's why I have food agnostic. You can have any food allergy that I listed: milk, egg, peanut, tree nut, wheat, shrimp, soy, fish, sesame. I think I got it all. Any tree nut, any food allergy can be treated with Xolair. And Xolair is an injection that you take every 2 or 4 weeks. And when you get to, I believe it's 3 months of treatment, you have the full effect, which also will decrease your allergic response if you encounter that food by accident. So those 2 things are changing the landscape of food allergy as well. Okay, so I want to leave you with some common misconceptions in food allergy, because there are many common misconceptions in food allergy. And then after this, I'll do the demonstration for EpiPens, and you can try if you'd like to use them. Okay, the first misconception is delaying introductions of food allergens prevents food allergy. That is not true. That is an old thought that if you don't give your kid peanut and if you don't give your kid egg, they won't become allergic. It's not true. If your child has a high risk of food allergy because of some eczema or allergic conditions in the family, we actually want you to give them food allergens earlier, before 6 months of age, to prevent them from getting the food allergy. So this is very important in our community, because studies have shown that our Black mothers are waiting even longer than a year to give allergenic foods because they're so afraid, because it maybe runs in their family. But the opposite is true. We have to encourage them to give it, and we have to support them so that they can prevent them from having to carry a needle or a Neffy, epinephrine, to save their child's life. The next one is all infants with eczema develop food allergy. That's not true. It's usually the infants that have severe eczema or early onset eczema before 6 months. The next one is It's only anaphylaxis, which is the term for severe allergy, if you can't breathe. That's not true either. You could have anaphylaxis or severe allergy if you have trouble, if you're vomiting and you have a skin reaction. It's only if 2 organs are involved, not just if you can't breathe. Okay, last set of misconceptions. Children allergic to peanuts should avoid all tree nuts. Malik Yoba said it already for me. That's not true. Some people can eat peanuts and they can't eat tree nuts. Some people can eat tree nuts and they can't eat peanuts. That's an old thought because people were so afraid of reactions. So we have to know what we're eating. We have to know if it's cross-contaminated. We have to read the label so that we're being safe. And the more diverse diet you have, the better your outcome is. The better it is, the better chance you have of outgrowing your food allergy. The next one is, I already told you this, food allergic reactions often result in fatalities. They do not. It's rarer than getting struck by lightning. Most children will outgrow their allergies. We talked about this a little bit. It's not true about, let's see, 10% of college kids still have a food allergy. And the last one is, by adulthood, food allergy patients have mastered avoidance and rarely have reactions. Again, that's not true. 40% of college kids are having reactions in college. So you haven't mastered it. You can still have a reaction, especially in college when you're taking more risks. Okay, that's the last slide. And now I want to show you all how to use an EpiPen and offer anyone who's interested to try. I have both trainers and I have real EpiPens that you can inject into a grapefruit. These are the 2 most common EpiPens, maybe you already know. For this one, it does not talk. And we say blue to the sky, orange to the thigh. You take out the blue cap, you hold it in your hand, your thumb with your fingers, and you inject it into the thigh. You hold for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. That's it. You save someone's life. This orange part comes out and covers the needle. And then at that point, you can decide if you need to activate emergency services or whatever you need to do for that patient. But in 1 minute or around 1 to 5 minutes, they will feel all better. This is the AviQ. It's another common device. It's a similar thing. This one talks to you. So even if you don't know how to use it, anyone can use it. You open it like this. You pull the red safety cap off. It's talking.
For training purposes only. Do not use this trainer during an allergic emergency. If you are ready to use, pull red safety guard down. Place black end against.
So it's a similar thing. It talks to you. You don't have to listen. I just wanted to play it for everyone to hear. You hold it for 2 seconds, and it delivers the medicine. These are trainers. They don't have needles. Okay. No. These both are available for all ages. This actually is available in 3 doses, so even the smallest babies have a safe dose, and this one's available in 2 doses. Okay, would you like to try the trainer or the real one?
Real one. Can I try that?
This one? Okay.
Exactly what my son has.
Okay, so place it on. Okay. I just want you to place it on the table. I don't want you to accidentally inject yourself. Okay. All right, here you go. These are expired epinephrine injectors so that we're not wasting anything. Okay. Blue to the sky. Take the blue safety. Yep. Hold it for thumb with the fingers. Yep. Go ahead. You can inject the grapefruit. Yep. 1, 2, 3. Good job. You saved your son's life.
It shot right out, huh?
It feels different, right, than the trainer. Mhm.
Got some power.
All right. Good job, Taylor. All right, would you like the trainer or the real one? No, we have more if you want to do the real one. It's your choice. You want to start with the trainer? Okay, which one you want to do? Either one you want.
Well, he did this one, right?
He did that one, yeah. You want to do this one? Okay. Okay, you can do that one in your leg. It has no needle. It's just a trainer. Okay, you can do it. You can do it in the grapefruit if you prefer. No needle on that one. Okay? So take off the, pull it out. Pull the white part out. Pull harder. Easier, easier said than done. Pull hard. There you go. Okay, pull out the red cap. You can pull off the red cap. Okay? Just pull hard. Yep. And just press it into the grapefruit. 1, 2. Perfect. Okay. You want to try the real one? Okay.
This is the real one.
That's a real one, so you have to do the grapefruit or you're going to inject yourself. You want to do it as soon as possible, then you notice there's a severe reaction. Pull hard, even harder. Yeah, there you go. Take off the red safety. You don't have to listen every time. It's okay, just pull it out. Just pull it out. Yeah, pull it out. Okay, good job. Okay, now inject it into the grapefruit. 2, 1. That's it. All right, would you like to try? Huh? Okay, one more? Okay. The long one, the real one, or the trainer? Okay. All right. Here's one. Okay? Remember what to do? Blue to the sky. Take out the blue safety. Take out the blue safety. Okay? All right. Keep your thumb with your fingers. All right. So you want to hold it just like this. Don't put your hand there. Just like this. All right? And then put it in the orange grapefruit. 3, 2, 1. That's it. Yes. Good job. Okay? Okay. You want to try to see? It's pretty hard, yeah. It's like a... You have to swing to release the medicine. Okay. If there's no more takers, I'll take any questions if there are questions. Oh, you want to try? Okay. You want a long one or a short or the little one? Say that again? The long one? The long one. Yeah? Okay. All right. You can try this one. Yeah, just one. Okay. This one is a little bit different. You have to remove this blue cap and twist the bottom. So take off the blue. Yep, twist. Okay? And then you jab it into the grapefruit. Put harder. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Good job. Yes.
We have a question
The question
right here.
is the position on the leg. So you want to put it in kind of a meaty part of the leg. They say the lateral thigh, so the outside of the thigh.
Okay.
So,
Yes, I have a question. I have severe food allergies to tree nuts. However, I am on Medicare, and Medicare, the EpiPen is extremely expensive, and I cannot afford it. I wanted to ask you about the nasal treatment. When is that available? And will it be available at your pharmacy, or do I have to have a doctor's prescription?
yes. So if the nasal spray that's coming out, it is going to be available at the end of September, October, is what they say, which means maybe November, December in reality. And it does require a prescription, and according to the website, they say that it'll be $25 no matter what insurance you have. So we'll see what happens in reality, but that's the promise that the company is making. So the next question is about how many doses. So you can put 1 dose per nostril.
And we have a question over here. She wants to know if you can explain the difference between a tree nut and a peanut, and give
yes.
some examples.
Sorry, I should have explained. Okay, a peanut is actually a legume. It's a bean, even though it looks like a nut. Tree nuts include nuts like almond, cashew, walnut, pecan, pistachio, pine nut, and macadamia nut. They grow on trees. That's why they're called tree nuts. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, the question is about the symptoms when you have an allergic reaction. So the symptoms include itchy mouth, hives on the face, hives on the body, vomiting. You can also have runny nose, but usually you don't only have runny nose. You might have other symptoms as well. You can have ear itching as well, yes. It comes from your body reacting to whatever you've eaten or whatever pollen might be in the air. Okay, did you have a question, ma'am?
Yes, a quick one. Earlier on, when you opened up with the young children who died from
Yes.
those allergies, and I guess no one knew that they had them. My question is, should we, or is there a suggestion to test children starting very early on so that you're not in a situation where you have those types of accidents happening, or even finding out as an adult you're allergic?
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
a great question. Actually, those 3 children all knew they had an allergy. They were all diagnosed. They just didn't have the medicine they needed. But in terms of testing and what to do when you have small children, actually, the best thing to do is to eat the food. If you don't know that you have a high risk of allergy in your family based on eczema, based on asthma, based on other children with allergic problems in the family or people, you don't need to test before you have a reaction. With any baby, you're giving food slowly and one at a time, and if you notice anything, then you can go to your doctor and they can decide if you need a test or not. But we don't recommend testing for everything, because unfortunately that leads to people avoiding foods that they were never allergic to.
This will be the last question.
Okay. Go ahead.
Hi, if anyone have an OTC card, I'm almost positive that you could get an EpiPen from OTC, which I get it through Health First. So check with your pharmacy.
Yeah, there are a lot of programs where you can get things for a discount. Right. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, hold on.
I just want to know, is there a difference between a food allergy and medication allergy? Can you use those pens for both?
That's a great question. So a food allergy and a medication allergy cause the same symptoms. If you have a medication allergy that is as severe as what I described, with throat closure, trouble breathing, you can use this medicine for that too. And we do prescribe it if you have a severe allergy like that. Thank you, everyone.